Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We are here at the Center for Spiritual Living Bellingham on July 11th, 2021. And this is the second Sunday where we've been fully open. Welcome to you. Today, I'd like to offer a gratitude for our land and the many millennia of the Salish Coast peoples whose land this was and who walked the land and tended the land. And now we have the opportunity to share that beauty. And so I'm grateful for the beauty that surrounds us, particularly at our center. Grateful for the cedars and the maples and the Douglas fir. Grateful for the dawn redwood in the parking lot. And grateful that we're all here together. With a grateful heart, then I turn to music. Here in our room, we won't get to see music today, but we'll get to hear it with Amber Darlin.
All right, well, let's go ahead and sing into this day together. In the name of love. In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us, decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. Of love, may we always be seeking out the best till we are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. All right, let's sing in the name of love. 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 Sing that again. In the name of love. In the name of love. One more time. In the name of love. In the name of love. Well, if you're out there on social media or if you're in our sanctuary today, go ahead and say hello to a neighbor, or if you're online, type in your name, say where you're from. We love to know who's tuned in today. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Clap, clap. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. welcome here. My soul is 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 welcome here. All right, well, we are going to move along to our practitioner of the day for an invocational prayer.
Oh, wonderful people. I'm Heidi, practitioner of the day. I'm so happy to see humans in real life. So please join me in knowing that our souls are welcome here. We are fully present in body, mind, and spirit. And that living spirit inside of us is all joy this morning, all peace, all beauty. And today I allow that divine presence to express through me, in me, as me. And I enjoy the day, seeing spirit shining through you all and through everything. It is always available and always present. I am so grateful. And so it is.
I want to lift you up. I want to raise you from the ground. Can we look together straight into the wind? I want to lean on you. Can we help each other through? Can we fall back, you and me, into the wind? If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than you. If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than me too. The truth is there's no answer other than we two. So can we love? Can we love the other one? Can we love the one who lives behind the wall? And can we love? Can we love the little child? Can we love the child who lives inside us all? If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than you. If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than me too. The truth is there's no answer other than we two. Can we love? Can we love? Can we love? Can we look together straight into the wind? Can we love? Can we love? Can we love? Can we look together straight into the wind? Can we fall back, you and me, into the wind? Let's sing, can we love? Can we love? Can we love? Can we love? we fall back, you and me, into the wind. The truth is that we are the wind. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. Sing, I am whole. 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 All I need. All I need resides in me. 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 I am whole. 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 All I need. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me.
Okay, big breath in and out. The out part's really important. Would you like to hear a story? Yes. Okay, great. I could hear you say yes. When we were just live streaming, I would say, would you like to hear a story? And the sound people would go, yes. This is actually a little bit of a long story, but I think it's important to hear the whole thing. And it has to do with what I'm talking about today, which is energetic wholeness. So this is from my friend Jack Kornfield. Reports reached the Dalai Lama that a certain master of Kung Fu was roaming the countryside, converting young men to the study of violence. Though Tibetan by birth, this man had been raised in Peking and was said to have returned as a secret agent to astonish Tibetans with the superior power of the Chinese in such a way as to render the country open and eager for conquest. The master of Kung Fu had made his reputation by taking on 8 fierce Lolo warriors who attacked him on a mountain pass, killing 7 of them so quickly that the one with the broken legs who survived swore the marvelous voyager had met their attack with movements so swift he seemed to walk through them and continue peacefully on his way. Wherever the master of Kung Fu stopped, he gathered followers and admirers who were fascinated by the mystic beauty of his methods. The dance of destruction, which he was always glad to perform in slow motion before an audience in the marketplace, was said to be awesomely beautiful. Done swiftly, the dance could not be seen. The master would seem to be standing absolutely still. Only a rush of wind indicated that he had spun about, throwing out his arms and legs in such fashion as to leave at least a dozen of the young toughs who were trying to dodge him, grabbing at the parts of their bodies he had playfully flicked with his hands or feet to indicate which bones he could have broken or which organs would have been destroyed. Against all Buddhist laws, there had been unnecessary slaughter of yaks in order to provide the many husky monks who had abandoned their lamaseries and robes with black leather outfits like the one the master of Kung Fu wore from neck to ankle, his huge muscles making the costume tight on his flesh. These leather-sheathed disciples followed their master everywhere, challenging each other to duels, many of which ended in death or crippling. The regent and other advisors to the Dalai Lama were deeply concerned, especially after blasphemous rumors began circulating that the master of Kung Fu was an incarnation of Shiva, Hindu god of destruction, which actually Shiva isn't exactly the Hindu god of destruction, but we'll let that pass. There would have been riots had they thrown the man in jail since he had done nothing wrong. He had a perfect right to be in the country. Not since his brilliant defense against the Lolos had he seriously injured anyone. When government officials questioned his intentions, he said that he was a sincere religious mystic trying to communicate certain cosmic laws learned from his Chinese guru. It was decided not to attack him publicly, but in conformity with old Tibetan customs, when someone claims religious privilege for questionable acts, to invite him most courteously to visit the Dalai Lama. Pleased with the invitation, the master of Kung Fu strode into the Dalai Lama's ceremonial hall. Being only 10 years old at the time, the young God King could not help but be impressed with the marvelously potent vibrations he gave off. They reduced the monks and lamas present to womanish giggling and gasping. The master of Kung Fu was indeed a handsome, dashing fellow with his thick blue-black hair falling down over the shoulders of his leather suit. His teeth flashed confidently under a handlebar mustache. He did not prostrate himself, but merely bowed gallantly, then leaned back to fill his chest with air until his whole body seemed to swell, tighten, and gleam. Your Highness, he began, I know why you have asked me here, and I want you to stop worrying. Ugliness is my only enemy. You're all beautiful people, a titter from the monks, and I wouldn't think of harming any of you. When you want to do harm, asked the Dalai Lama, what kind of harm do you do? Well, I don't want to see it as harm at all, Highness. I want to see it as help. Have you ever known anyone like this? You can tell I have. I'm a lover of beauty, is what I am, just like any enlightened man. And I know as well as you that you can't raise up beauty in this world without clearing out the ugliness first. You may not be able to see the results right now. In fact, it may seem like just the opposite. But what I'm doing is I'm raising up beauty by training a special cadre of men to prepare the ground. That's why I like to do my recruiting from the lamaseries. There's too much ugliness in this world, much too much. Something's got to be done about it by people who can back their strength with moral zeal. I figured the place to start is right here in this country where I was born. I could use your help to get the job done. What exactly do you do? Asked the Dalai Lama. Royal Highness, the best way to show you would be for you to stand here in front of me while I do a little dance. It took me, 15 years to master. Though I can kill a dozen men instantly with this dance, have no fear. This will only be a demonstration of ugliness destruction. Without seeing these ugly forces destroyed, for my arms and legs move faster than the blades of a helicopter, you will experience the great quietness that comes after when they are stilled. The Dalai Lama stood up and immediately felt as if a wind had blown flower petals across his body. He looked down but saw nothing. You may proceed, he said to the master of Kung Fu. Proceed, the other said, grinning jovially. I've already finished. What you felt were my hands flicking across your body. If it please your highness, this was a demonstration in slow motion, extremely slow motion, of the way I could have destroyed the organs of your body one by one. With this knuckle, I could have severed the contact between your brain and your spine. With the tip of this finger, I could have left you impotent. With the edge of this hand, I could have made it impossible for you to excrete. With this toe, I could have broken your arm while breaking your leg in the same motion with my heel. Your eyes, ears, nose, throat, spleen, liver, you name it, I could have taken them all out during that one little dance. Beaming with pride, he flexed his muscles and looked his body over, up and down, approvingly. To achieve the great peace, he concluded, there are demons inside and outside that need to be eradicated. They appear and disappear so rapidly you cannot see them. But I've learned to see them, and I can catch them and kill them before they get away, just as you catch a fly. I do not catch flies, said the Dalai Lama. A murmur of approval went up from the assembled monks. No, said the Dalai Lama, glad to hear that his comrades had not been entirely seduced. We do not catch flies in Tibet. The master of Kung Fu seemed momentarily taken aback, but he pulled himself up once more and resumed. Quite so, but there is much sickness in this land due to the flies. In China, there is very little sickness, since every man knows how to catch a fly. Your Highness, I was not brought up in the serene tranquility of this palace, but in the streets of a city much like your Lhasa, only larger. In the city called Peking, I looked at eyes muddied from staring through fumes of putrefaction as images of capitalistic lust. I heard mouths speak incessantly to presumed social inferiors in tones full of insult, contempt, dissimulation, and vengeance. I have known hearts to beat excitedly over the torture of innocent men. I have watched gluttons with bloated stomachs riding on the backs of starvelings. I have seen legs wobbling pathetically to hold up a body poisoned by chemicals. I have seen ears eagerly bending to rumor, gossip, false reports, and greedy evangelicisms of all kinds. In short, I have witnessed corruption in every part of man's body and have taken it upon myself to destroy this corruption once and for all. And after it's destroyed, said the Dalai Lama, it is destroyed. Mine may only be an art of preliminaries, but it is final, and I am its master. I know a master greater than you, said the Dalai Lama. Without wishing to offend your highness, I doubt that very much. Yes, I have a champion who can beat you, insisted the boy king. Let him challenge me then, and if he bests me, I shall leave Tibet forever. If he bests you, you shall have no need to leave Tibet, said the Dalai Lama. And he looked around to see if his monks were as confident as he was, but they all looked very worried. The huge guards were looking away, hoping he wouldn't call on one of them, and the others were looking at the guards, obviously convinced that not one of them stood the slightest chance. The Dalai Lama clapped his hands. Regent, he said, summon the dancing master, and we'll wait. Let's have tea. The tea ceremony was just about over when the regent returned with the dancing master. He was a wiry little fellow, half the size of the master of Kung Fu, and well past his prime. His legs were entwined with varicose veins, and he was swollen at the elbows from arthritis. Nevertheless, his eyes were gleaming merrily, and he seemed eager for the challenge. The master of Kung Fu did not mock his opponent. My own guru, he said, was even smaller and older than you, yet I was unable to best him until last year. I could have finished him easily had I ever been able to touch him, but he moved too fast. Only last year did I finally catch him on the ear and destroy him, as I shall destroy you when you finally tire. To show that I know your methods and won't be tricked into exhausting my energy, I shall first let you strike me at will. Your frail little hands can do me no harm while I'm in full strength. Annoying, huh? The two opponents faced off. The master of Kung Fu was taking a jaunty, indifferent stance, tempting the other to attack. The old dancing master began to swirl very slowly, his robes wafting around his head, his arms stretched out and his hands fluttered like butterflies toward the eyes of his opponent. The fingers gently settled for a moment upon the bushy eyebrows. The master of Kung Fu drew back in astonishment. He looked around the great hall. Everything was suddenly vibrant with rich hues of singing colors. The faces of the monks were radiantly beautiful. It was as if his eyes had washed clean for the very first time. The fingers of the dancing master stroked the nose of the master of Kung Fu, and suddenly he could smell pungent barley from a granary in the city far below. He could smell butter melting in the most fragrant of teas as the Dalai Lama, incomparably beautiful, sipped tea and watched him calmly. A flicking of the dancing master's foot at his genitals. Well, we'll skip that part. Never mind. The sound of a woman singing through an open window filled him with exquisite longing. He found himself removing his leather clothes until he stood naked before the dancing master, who was now assaulting him with joy at every touch. His body began to hum like a finely tuned instrument. He could hear the great longhorns resounding in the 1,000 rooms of the Patola Palace, praising creation. He opened his mouth and sang like a bird at sunrise. It seemed to him he was possessed of many arms and legs and hands, and all wanted to nurture the blossoming of life. The master of Kung Fu began the most beautiful dance that had ever been seen in the great ceremonial hall. It lasted for 3 days and nights, during which time everyone in Tibet feasted and visitors crowded the doorways and galleries to watch. Only when he finally collapsed at the throne of the Dalai Lama did he realize that another body was lying beside him. The old dancing master had died of exertion while performing his final and most marvelous dance. But he had died happily, having found the disciple he had always yearned for. The new dancing master of Tibet took the frail corpse in his arms I'm getting there. And weeping with love, drew the last of its energy into his body. Never had he felt so strong. Isn't that beautiful? So as it is with all stories, particularly the moving ones, we have to pay attention to the fact that all of the different main characters, and even some of the minor ones, are inside us. We have all of those characters. So the Dalai Lama in us represents the ability to see the whole picture of what's unfolding and to know what to do and what not to do. The Kung Fu master represents the part of us that has a clouded way of perceiving, the part of us that is quick to judge and look at outer appearances, the part of us that thinks that by using power and charisma, we can get the job done. And the dancing master is a servant in us of love and gifting. The part of us that is filled with vibrant energy when we touch into it and is always eager to share what it knows. So I wanted to bring that story because the topic today, as I mentioned, is energetic wholeness. And on the spiritual path, what we understand is that there is a way to live in the world where these parts of our nature are balanced in such a way that we can be filled with vibrant energy all the time. I don't know if you feel that. I sure don't yet. And so I have a great interest in moving into a place where I feel energetically whole in all the ways that I express. And while I'm not entirely where the dancing master of Tibet has been, I can tell you that I've learned a few things along the road, maybe you have too, that help me to understand how to become more and more energetically whole with myself, which to me means aligning with my truest nature and living from that place. Because I'm sure you've had the experience, as I have, where you find inside yourself your truest self, the truth of who you are. And for however long it lasts, you're moving in that place and everything is easy. Everything is beautiful. Even the hard stuff is hard and yet perfect. How many of you have had that experience? Yeah, a lot of you. And if you think about it, I haven't given you much time, introverts. You probably have had it more than once. Rather than wait for those sort of coincidental, magical kind of alignment things to happen, there's a way to practice spiritually that puts us into alignment with our true nature more and more fully. So I thought I would end this talk by just talking briefly about those things. And so the first thing, perhaps the hardest thing, is something that when I first entered the science of mind philosophy was the number one teaching. And that was to be 100% responsible for my reality. That's intense. I was 18 when I came into this philosophy, and I didn't particularly want to be responsible for my entire reality at that point, and yet I was very encouraged to learn what that meant. And it didn't mean in some sort of weird, unhealthy way taking responsibility for other people's actions or thoughts or presumptions or assumptions, but rather to live from a place where I took responsibility for my thoughts, which are creative and create reality, my hidden ideas and beliefs that also are creative in the medium of the law of mind, to take responsibility for my commitments, and to live as close as I could to honoring those commitments. And if I couldn't honor them, to be clean about that, to be honest about that. So that's the first one. This is going to sound remarkably like the Four Agreements, which came out years later and has resonances in all the different spiritual traditions. Because honestly, if we're not 100% responsible, where are we? And I'll answer it in one word: victim. So taking responsibility is very powerful for alignment into our true nature. The second one is clear, impeccable, conscious communication. This is also very difficult and hard. You may think that you're communicating quite clearly, but if there's an ounce of blame, an ounce of judgment, any sort of energetic charge that is less than joyful, less than dancing master quality, the other person receives that. And you may have noticed they don't like that. You don't like that. And so learning how to consciously communicate in an impeccable way means that we are speaking from our deepest truth in the kindest and most compassionate way we can find. And that as we live from that place, we begin to realize that to do that, we have to stop making assumptions that we think we know about the other person or the situation or even ourselves. So clear, conscious communication is very powerful. And on the spiritual path, it's a path in and of itself to illumination. There are many, many people that have chosen that particular path. And when you meet them, they're the ones that you want to hang out with all the time. I have met many in the healing professions, particularly chaplains who are attending folks that are dying and families that are grieving. I've met many who were in hospitals, in therapy rooms, who have taken the path of being very conscious of no assumptions, open communication, telling the truth in a way that is so graceful that someone else can hear it. It's not easy to say, your mother is dying. It's not easy to say, I see how grievous this is for you, and mean it. So conscious communication. The third one is, and this is the last one really, is what's called nowadays emotional intelligence. And it's about emotions for sure, because particularly in our culture, but in many cultures, many of us were trained not to feel our feelings, or at least not to show our feelings. So if you were the little kid that had a tantrum, you were taught early on, that's not okay. Anger is not okay, stop it. Or maybe you were the one like me that cried every time you hear a story, and you were called a baby or too sensitive or whatever. Or maybe you were the one that, just couldn't deal, and so you would hide. That's not okay either. But there was no remedy. There was just a judgment. So emotional intelligence is 100% our responsibility for ourselves. And what that consists of, very briefly, there's YouTube's galore on this, but I'm going to share it with you the shamanic way. In shamanic tradition, there are 3 centers of emotional intelligence: your head, your heart, and your gut. These correspond, of course, to chakras and also to what we're learning about the physical body and how it operates, that the microbiome has intelligence as well as the heart and the head. And what shamans encourage us to do to become emotionally intelligent is to notice that for all of us, we have a primary center of emotional intelligence that we lean into the most. For some of us, it's thinking about things. For some of us, it's feeling things. And for some of us, it's taking action, the power center, move. And the encouragement from the shamanic path is to develop the other 2. So instead of moving with your go-to emotional intelligent area, you actually stop and begin to cultivate listening to the other 2 and practicing moving with the other 2 so that eventually they balance out and become allies to one another rather than at cross purposes. I could go on, and maybe in August I'll talk about this some more, just this point. What happens when we take 100% responsibility, when we practice clear, honest, conscious communication, making no assumptions or presumptions, and we begin to work with our emotional nature in a very awakened way, is we become the Dalai Lama. We begin to be in a place where we can see the whole of our life. We can see the wholeness of our life. And we know what to do and what not to do. I can remember the first time that Thich Nhat Hanh, one of my teachers, said, when you meditate and you become very still, you know what to do and what not to do. And I almost fell off my cushion because I think I was 40 when I first met him, and he said that. And I didn't know what to do and what not to do, at least half the time, probably more. And so to actually have the idea that we could move in our lives energetically whole, knowing how to walk forward at any moment, was earth-shaking. It was amazing. I don't know if you feel that way. But for me, that's like, wow, that would make everything so much easier, wouldn't it? And I would be so much happier, and so would everybody else. So I thought I would bring you that story and those ideas, and then invite you to do a little homework. You ready? Okay, whether you're listening live stream or you're listening here in the sanctuary, the homework for this week is to pay attention to your primary way of relating emotionally to any situation that you encounter. Are you a head person, a heart person, or a gut person? Is your first response to just, let's do this, take action? Is your first response to really like intellectually think about it and figure it all out, and by then it's all kind of gone? Or are you the one that feels what's going on? Notice that, and then begin to practice paying attention to what the others are saying. Just for this week. You don't have to do it as a life practice unless you want, but just give it a try, and I will too. I'm going camping. It should be easy. So let me do a prayer, and we will have some more wonderful music from Amber. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for stories like this that awaken me to the living truth of my own reality, to the place in me that already carries the vast illumined wisdom of spirit, to the place in me that continues to insist on judgment and assumption and looking at the outer to assess my own nature, and to the part in me that is in service to love. All of these parts are part of a grand wholeness that I am. And without rejecting any of it, I open myself to the wisdom available through me, in me, and as me, choosing very deliberately to take full responsibility and move in the direction of illumination, service, and love. As I clearly intend this in my life, things begin to open up in front of me. I am aware of walking in wholeness. And the judgments on myself, my body, my mental capacities, my emotional capacity, my capacity for relationship drop away. And I am left in my true nature, alive and awake in this incredible world. Again, I say thank you and claim it. And so it is. Let's listen to Amber. Thank you.
All right, friends. Well, we're going to go ahead and sing our last song together. Thank you again so much for joining us and for any donations that you can offer to our center. All right, let's sing I Am Open to Receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. That's the song. Let's sing it again. Here we go. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. One more time, here we go. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is from me. I am open to receive all the good that is from me. All right, you all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon.